When we say the woven cage, what do we really mean? It's a phrase rich with symbolic and even technological layers, pointing to a subtle prison, one made not of iron bars, but of threads, patterns, or frequencies. Today, let's explore some possible meanings of this intriguing concept. Mystical and esoteric. In Eastern traditions, the veil of Maya can be seen as a woven illusion, a net of perceptions binding souls in the cycles of reincarnation. The universe is like a tapestry, intricately woven with patterns of energy and matter. The concept of illusion is interesting because it's about seeing through the fabric. Reality isn't what it seems, and the cage is the bars of our own making, restricting our true vision. Similarly, the Buddhist idea of the net of causes and conditions, where all things arise in dependence on one another, can also be viewed as a woven cage. It's a beautiful concept, yet it implies a prison of interdependence. Liberation then comes from realizing the impermanent nature of these threads, realizing you're not tied down. In Hindu mythology, Lord Indra's net is a cosmic web of interlinked jewels, each reflecting and refracting the entire universe. This web symbolizes the interconnectedness of all things. However, when viewed from a limited perspective, this net becomes a cage, trapping the viewer in a limited understanding of reality. So what's beyond the net? What lies behind the cage? For the enlightened, it's freedom, liberation from the delusion of separateness. The cage disappears, leaving only the vast expanse of the universe, now seen in its wholeness. Psychological and social. The woven cage can also represent the boundaries set by language, social norms, and cultural narratives. Our everyday speech is full of spells and contracts woven into words that shape our thoughts. And actions, laws, customs, and traditions form a latticework that confines our behavior. Even our dreams seem to follow a script, a narrative woven into the fabric of our subconscious. Technology adds another layer to this cage. Computers, smartphones, and social media weave digital nets that capture our attention and data. User agreements, terms of service, and algorithms form a complex web that dictates how we interact online. It's a new kind of spider's web, intricate and beautiful, yet also a trap. Every click, every post, every search reinforces the threads of this web, solidifying the cage around us. But perhaps the most insidious aspect of the woven cage is that it's not always visible. Many of the threads are almost invisible, hidden within the patterns and textures of our daily lives. They become apparent only when we pause and look closely. Then we might begin to see how our thoughts, emotions, and actions are subtly guided, how our perceptions are shaped, and how our choices are limited. The challenge is to recognize these threads, to understand their patterns and connections, and ultimately to find ways to cut them, to break free from the confines of the woven cage. Technological and scientific. On a more technological note, the phrase the woven cage can refer to the invisible electromagnetic fields that surround us. From Wi-Fi routers to satellites, from 5G towers to ionosphere manipulation, we are enveloped in a web of radio waves and microwaves. These frequencies weave a net that connects us globally and penetrates the very cells of our bodies. Even the Earth's magnetosphere can be seen as a giant woven cage, a protective shield against the harmful radiation of the sun. Yet this shield also binds us to our planet, limiting our ability to venture beyond. But the most fascinating technological woven cages are perhaps the neural networks created by artificial intelligence. These networks are literally cages of code, intricate structures designed to mimic the complexity of the human brain. They learn from the data we feed them, absorbing our patterns of thought and behavior. In a way, these digital cages end up trapping human thought itself, weaving our ideas and emotions into vast databases, creating a new kind of prison for the mind. Symbolic archetype. Finally, the woven cage can be seen as a symbolic archetype, a universal pattern that expresses the human condition. It's a cage made not of iron bars, but of threads, stories, frequencies, beliefs, systems. all the things that make up the fabric of our experience. Each thread seems harmless on its own, just a single strand in a vast tapestry. But together, they form a barrier, an invisible prison that confines our understanding and limits our potential. We might mistake the threads for reality itself, failing to recognize the cage until it's too late. Or we might become so accustomed to its confines that we no longer feel the need to escape. But the truth is, the woven cage is nothing more than a construct of the mind, a limitation we impose upon ourselves. To break free, we must first awaken to the fact that we are caged, that our perceptions have been shaped by unseen forces, and that our thoughts and emotions are controlled by patterns beyond our awareness. Only then can we begin to unravel the threads, to see the connections, and ultimately to tear down the cage and realize our true potential. So what do you think? Does the concept of the woven cage resonate with you? Do you see it as a mystical illusion, a social construct, a technological trap? As always, thanks for watching. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to see more.